and welcome to this week's BOBC's Business Tip. I am one of your hosts, Letitia M., owner of SLM Bookings.
Welcome, Tiffany Wright, founder of Black-Owned Business Community.
Oh my goodness, every time I hear you say it, it just kind of gives me chills.
Yes.
That new name.
That new name.
And it's very inclusive, that new name. I love it. I love it. We're sitting here with two lovely ladies, as you can see. They wanted to come over here and have a couple of drinks with us. Who are we sitting with today?
So I'm Denise Phelps with First United Bank and Trust. I get the pleasure of being the Director of Diversity and Engagement, and that's the span of 27-year career, all the way from Frederick, Berkeley County, out to Morgantown. So really get a chance to see a lot of our amazing tri-state area.
You sure have.
Yeah.
And
I am also Denise. I am Denise Greenbeck, Hess with First United Bank and Trust.
Yes.
We got double Denise today.
I was going to say,
But I am our Deposit Services Relationship Manager for the East. I work with business owners, small business, commercial, and I help them streamline through cash and efficiencies.
very nice, very nice. So, you know, we are always super excited to have First United because First United has shown BOBC that you are really a community partner for us, and we really appreciate it. So anytime y'all want to come over here, non-alcoholic or alcoholic beverage, you are always welcome at the seat. So I know before we get started, we have a little bit of housekeeping to do. Tiff.
So, upcoming events. Financial Boot Camp,
Yep.
October the 10th.
Okay.
Friendsgiving in November.
Oh, yes, yes.
And Build Up Berkeley competition in November.
Yes, yes, yes. Super excited about that one. Well, we'll talk about that at the next one because when I tell you guys, I'm like on cloud nine. I've been on cloud nine ever since the announcements. Like, you know.
You should.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So,
And I know that one of the things that we just actually took care of, and Denise was there with us as well, was the Network and Chill event that took place at Bricks 22. Always a good time, right?
Oh, so good.
And those ladies were pouring in some nuggets. Now, it's my fault for not having a timer. So next year we will have a timer. Right? Right? Sometimes when someone is just giving you some good information, when you can see that they really are excited about what they're sharing, how can you stop that flow?
Absolutely. And, you know, Tisha, one of the things I think that came out of that was just, and I don't know if you crafted it this way, but everybody's message was different enough from each other that it didn't overlap and get in each other's lanes. But man, the feeling of empowerment that came from that night was just phenomenal.
And each woman, like, you know, one woman would talk, and then before the next woman talks, she's just like, I can't believe I'm sitting next to this woman that's talking about this and that. They were like cheerleading each other.
Exactly.
Right in real time. Like, you know what I mean? So I definitely appreciated that about it as well. But it was fun. The networking afterwards was definitely amazing. I ran in there, set up the equipment really quickly. We slapped that stuff in there because Bricks changed their layout.
Yes.
So we thought that, you know, how we have the mic set up now, their tables used to be this high. Now they have this whole vibe in that room going on.
Yes.
I was like, I think I was dumbfounded for at least 10 minutes on what I was going to do, how we were going to get it done. But man, it still came out amazing. So I just started working on some of the video for it. So guys, stay tuned. I have some clips coming out. I'm going to have some audio clips and a little bit of video clips. And I'm even just going to have some without, because I want you to see the atmosphere when we network, what that kind of looks like. I wish I could afford to get a guy type flight if I just gave him everything. Top, I know your rates, you worth it, so I'm not even knocking on your door. I'm not even wasting your time.
Listen, and if you're not following, please follow Top Flight TV.
Yes, yes. And speaking of who we should be thanking, as always, I want to make sure that we thank our sponsor, Madar Cigars Lounge is where we are recording this podcast right now. He also has Madar Beer and Wine, where we are getting our wines from. So thank you so much. But I gotta tell you, you need to be coming out here. He has exclusive cigars that cannot be found anywhere within the tri-state area. And I digress because we really in like a quad, aren't we? With Philadelphia, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia.
Yes.
You can't find them anywhere, guys. So you definitely want to come out to 15 South Carroll Street.
Frederick, Maryland.
I had to look because last time I didn't say the South, so I was like, am I getting this right?
Yes. You got it right this time.
15 South Carroll Street in Frederick, Maryland. Yes, and come out. He is open, I think 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
That's how we get to be in here on Mondays. And you never know, Madar might pop his head in here. He's always somewhere doing something. He has a little bit of business. And right around the corner from here, actually, he also has the Madar Fashion. So get your apparel, your accessories. I'm going to bring my purse in here. The next time my family went in for my anniversary, my husband made sure I saw this purse one day and I left it. My husband went back and got it.
Oh, okay. Smart.
He figured something out. In 19 years of marriage, he got this down pat now. So yeah, so we definitely want you to also visit. Like I said, it's Madar Everything. I'm gonna make him a website, and it's literally gonna be Madar Everything with just tabs to all of his different stuff. So, yeah, you know.
Because all of his businesses have
businesses.
And there's a salon, right? A salon.
Oh my God. So it's Madar Beauty Bar that does not just hair and styling and
Teeth
cutting.
whitening.
They do teeth whitening. They do
Eyelashes too.
They do eyelashes. I noticed they also do. It was something body sculpting. Like yeah,
and natural hair, ladies.
when I was
Natural
looking
hair.
at some of this stuff, I was just like, I just need to save up this money and just go there one day, and that be my whole world. Right? Yes, because I think it's even some light spa type treatments. Like it is very intense what they go. I mean, they be putting us women back together. So when you have your hard weeks and you know you need that care, Madar's Beauty Bar, and I think that's also here in Frederick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has Madar International, which houses the music part, the production for the services. I know that yes, Madar Motors.
Entertainment.
And like construction or something?
Yes.
As well?
Yes, yes. And then it's going to be Madar Adoption Agency. He can just,
Surgery.
right here. Madar. But he is one of the members that we're really proud of, because a lot of people think his name is Madar because we literally call him Madar. But that's actually an acronym for making individual dreams a reality. So most of the time when Madar is opening up his 1,000th location, what he's actually doing is partnering with someone who is interested in this type of business, and he is making your dream come true. Now, it's not for free. Obviously, this is a partnership, right? But at least he has the know-how. He knows how to get you set up, what to do. So if you have a great business idea, model, I would definitely reach out. He is literally on social media, on Instagram and on Facebook at Madar, whatever the name of that business is. Okay.
Yes.
You basically type in Madar and everything comes up.
Yeah, I sometimes have to, because I help do the social media and marketing. So sometimes I'm going to some of the different people's sites. As soon as I put up Madar, the list comes up and I just click on the one I'm looking for.
Kind of scroll a little bit.
Yes, to kind of keep it moving, but we're definitely proud of it. I know we have some other people in the network that are doing some really good things, doing some changes. I know I spoke to Tamika just recently, and I know that she has been working her tail off. She has been meeting with so many new clients, but I know that she's also looking for some more corporate clients to do some bigger projects. So if you come across anything like that, definitely reach out to Tamika. She owns Manija's Events, and she actually opened up a location in Hagerstown, downtown. Pass it all the time.
And you know, since we're on talking Manija, I want to congratulate Manija Events this weekend because she had the pleasure of providing the decor for Hagerstown hero Aaron Brooks
Nice.
for the parade of coming home as an Olympian.
Yes.
And Manija Events was the one that provided the balloon decor and everything.
Love it.
And happy belated birthday.
Oh, absolutely. Her birthday was yesterday. So Wednesday, guys, right now is Monday. So this will air on Wednesday or Thursday. But yeah, because she and to be doing all of that. She's also a part of a women's networking group that we're a part of, PBWA. I always I have to walk myself through those areas.
Professional Business Women's Association.
Love it. And we meet the first Wednesday of every month. And she was there, sitting right next to me. And at one point I had to shield her from the AC. But we good, that's what we do for Sister Love. And for her to have something so big, just coming up a few days after that, she's very humble. She does not, if you don't go and take pictures of her events,
you're missing out.
Because she's not gonna showboat it. She's not gonna tell it. So
Yeah, she did an amazing job at our boot camp graduation
Mhm.
last year.
Yes.
Where I first got to see her skills. She's so incredibly talented. That eye were just, and what I loved about what she did is, she didn't have, I think, a whole lot of vision of the space before the event. So she was able to just come in and really make it. I mean, we have an art gallery, which I think has a lot of art that's, beautifully designed. Man, she took it to the next level. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, well, now I feel bad about the way it looks Monday through Friday. I need her to come every time, but just such a talented eye.
Very much so. So I do want to let you guys know we're going to take a really quick commercial break because I need to drink, and I kind of want to do it off camera a little bit. But
back down.
It'd be like here for some strange reason, right? But don't go anywhere, guys. The BOBC's Business Sip will be right back. New name, new members, new site, and we're now on LinkedIn. Black-owned business community's new site is ready for new members throughout the U.S. We started in Berkeley County, West Virginia, and the surrounding areas, and now we're assisting minority-owned businesses far and wide. BOBC showcases its members on our site and social media feeds, from nonprofits to for-profit businesses, events, and our podcast. So join us at www.blackownedbusinesscommunity.org for network news, events, social meetings, and more. We are still the BOBC you've come to love. And now you can join us virtually. We grow with our members. That's Black-owned business community. Our leadership team and members are looking forward to meeting you there.
Welcome back to the BOBC Business Sip. I'm your host, Tiffany Wright, founder of Black-owned Business Community.
And I am your other host, Letitia M. of SLM Bookings. So excited to be your travel agent.
Teach, what we drinking today?
So I know, we didn't get a chance to really kind of tell y'all, but as you can see, we still on that McBride sister kit, okay? When I see it in the stores, I have no problem with purchasing my McBride sisters every once in a while. But I think I told you all that I was afraid to buy the champagne. I was like, well, what if I don't like it? And this is like this much money and I can just buy what I know, right? So thank you, Madar, for providing it and giving me a little bit of a discount to be able to afford it. But today we are on the red wine, which I think is a blend. It's a red blend, but it's called, it's from California. So it's the 2019. All right. And if it has a feeling, it has a look, it has a mood. It sounds like a lot of women I know. If you are looking to enhance your night, have a good time, me and my friends came to Madar's Cigar Lounge a couple weeks back when they did a ladies' night. I made sure I got my McBride sisters. We were literally in here playing dominoes, having a good time, drinking, every once in a while getting up. And that's something that you can do at your home, but doesn't it feel good to get dressed up and come and do it at somebody else? And then you don't have to wash no dishes. See? You're on the same page, so we had a really, really good time. So I definitely encourage you to come out. Don't forget to ask for the McBride sisters, because everybody just needs a little black girl magic. All right, so go out and get yours. Everybody don't have it naturally, but they sell it. Look at that. They put on that black girl magic. But I want y'all to know my husband is like always on the other side of the camera. He is the producer, and when I say stuff, he was just like this.
Thank you, Denise.
He said, let me take that black girl magic girl home. Yeah, he knows the role. He knows the role. That's right. But Tiff, I think we need a little bit of an icebreaker in here.
So we ready for our icebreaker?
We are.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so Denise, and this is for you too, okay? Denise and Denise.
Denise's.
I know that you love traveling.
Yes.
And I enjoy speaking to you often, very often we're on the phone, you're like, Tiff, I'm going here, there. She's on planes like they're Ubers. She is. Literally on planes like they're Ubers, family. But what's a place, other than your home, that you will go to over and over and over, and why?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's probably a couple of places that I'll never get tired of. One of them I haven't been to in a while, because COVID kind of put the flash on some of the country, but New Orleans is a place. I lived there. I got the pleasure of living there for a year, and I fell in love with the culture, the music, the vibe there is just so welcoming and open and relaxed. And so that's a place that, even having lived there for a year, every time I go, it's like a brand new experience, right? You just go on a different street and all of a sudden it's changes. So that's a place that's special to me. And then in, I'd say Florida, because my family's from Florida. My mom actually grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, and went to Florida School for the Deaf and Blind in St. Augustine. So that's always held a special place for me. So yeah, always going back there feels like home, despite having never lived there. And then I'd say probably a place that I don't get to enough, but definitely would go back to 100 times more is Ghana. Is a place that was my home for a little bit, and just is a really special place. I've never gotten off a plane before, and that I'd never been to, and felt for some reason I had just arrived home. Yeah, and then as soon as I got off the plane and cried and walked off, it was the weirdest feeling I've ever felt. Was just, I belong here. This is, and then every experience I had after that just kept solidifying. This is amazing. I love it. So, yeah, those are my three. Top three.
Yeah, I couldn't do this one.
Do just one piece?
Yeah.
I would say Costa Rica always holds a special place in my heart. I was blessed to be able to be an foreign exchange student. So going over there, kind of like you said, stepping off the plane, my host parents were phenomenal. Really immersed us in the culture, appreciation for what we have back home. I remember the first thing I did when I got into the Florida airport was run and hug a thing of toilet paper because you weren't able to flush it down there. So but I love going back, and it feels like home. So I get that. The other one, I've been blessed to live. I've lived in Baltimore City. I've lived on the eastern shore of Maryland, so down in like Bethany Beach, Delaware, Ocean City. and then West Virginia. So kind of a little different areas, but I would say coming back home and getting to spend more time with my family, but then Williamsburg, Virginia.
Really?
So Williamsburg, Virginia is very special. It was where we used to go on vacation every year. My dad's passed, so it reminds me of that. My brothers have one who's recently out of the military. He stayed down in South Carolina, so I don't get to see him. The other one lives with me, so I see him all the time. We have bush gardens, do that. My mom, loved all the colonial things back then. But as I got older, there's so much more to do right outside of Williamsburg, so. It's like,
Yes, I love it. Yes. I love it. Is like you said, the colonial. I love the historic aspect to it. I love taking the tours. I've learned so many different things that are serious and non-serious, and it's obviously the non-serious ones that stick in your head, right? If you have to throw away something to keep something, that's what's going to go. So I say that to say I was on a tour. They're talking about the tunnels and all of this and all of that. So you see how I just kind of like brushed all of real history off to tell you this story. So he says, do you know where the do you know where the saying P's and Q's come from? I am excited to have an audience, guys. So this lame joke, this dad thing, but this is a real thing. So when they were putting on the taxes for alcohol and tobacco, and they were increasing it, and they were banning certain drinks, of course, during that time, and you were at the pub with your friends, and you see the lawman coming, the taxman coming to collect the taxes from your business, they would say, mind your P's and Q's, your pints and quarts. Do you sound like I used when anybody was telling you growing up to mind your P's and Q's, they were telling you to mind your business.
Yes.
So it kind of is still twofold with that, because that was the only way people
What's
would
easy is that no one has ever asked that question of what P's and Q's meant.
But that man on that tour, I'm telling you, I should have tattooed. I don't have any tattoos, but I should have tattooed that man's name. That's one of my favorite stories.
I love it.
And he went into more depth of it. Of course, I gave you all the shorter version. Everybody say thank God, right? But it's definitely. So I definitely understand. And to your point, some people, it's like when they go back to places that have that much heart energy into it, it's like going back to the womb. So when you got off the plane, you probably did feel that instant connection.
Yes.
That, you know what I'm saying? You probably wanted to have a kid right away. You was like, is he? It's like something was breathing life into you, and so I'm glad. And I hope that you get to go again soon. Every once in a while, we need to just go and be back into what we have as our roots. And Florida is fun too. I love me some Florida. Me and my husband love parks and things like that, and beaches. I think outside of Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami was definitely, I think, the place, would you say, we had the most fun at? No, Universal. Well, Universal Studios for Universal Studios, but I mean like adult fun.
Oh, Miami.
And that was just a few days before we were setting out on a cruise.
I was gonna say,
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need, But yeah, we had a great time.
I'm sure you could have Tampa too, because Tampa is wild. Tampa,
Yes.
get sleep going. Like, I know our Tom Brady journey down there.
Tom Brady is hilarious. Don't get me on him. I watched his, what was it? What's the name of it? His Rose.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
MIQ.
yes. You get that in, because that was one of the funniest roasts I've seen in a long time. The young lady, would you say?
Nikki Glacier.
Oh, my husband was like, Nikki Glacier. Don't say young lady. I know her name.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names, guys. Okay, it's not that. But even though she is full career, very popular woman, that restarted her career. That's how good she did in that house. Yes, so if you haven't seen it, guys, I
She
mean,
was all they were talking about after all the social media, it was all about.
she was terrible, but terrible good, like, you know what I mean, because that's what a roast is about, right?
Like Kevin Hart couldn't say anything bad.
Where
Yeah.
Kevin Hart couldn't even clap back at her.
What?
She just.
And everybody was saying something about Kevin, when as soon as he would get back to the mic, he going in on you, I mean,
Not that one.
nah, they ain't want that smoke. They did not want that smoke. Look, she must be a Cancer, remember what I told you? And Cancers, we love you. We know y'all going through a hard time right now. We'll see you guys in January, February. I'll tell y'all about that later. But I think, ladies, that the ice has been broke. So even though we have our seltzers with our wine, we still cheer. And we're like, then I skipped you. That's okay, we'll get it up. And again, our producer like,
It's not having fun if something don't get broke.
thank you, thank you. You have such the cutest Southern accents.
That's hilarious. I'm from Maryland.
I know. That's crazy. Like I said, I read your bio.
Yeah.
But your twang sometimes, girl.
I love it.
It's a Berkeley County twang. Berkeley County twang.
Is that what it is?
See, I did the Baltimore twang.
Okay, because you were there longer.
Yes, I lived in probably about Baltimore and Berkeley County about the same.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore.
How you say it?
Baltimore. I can't.
Baltimore. That wasn't part of the interview question.
You can tell it's real authentic.
But we love it, I love it. I know when I lived down south for a extended period of time, when I went back up north, everyone said I had a southern accent. But when I was down south, everyone was like, oh, we can tell you from New York. First off, I was from New Jersey, but you know, I digress.
It's all the same to them.
Damn, right?
Yeah, no, we're.
Oh, yeah, West Virginia is not a state according to even someone I was baking with. I was calling to find out where the ATMs were, and I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and she's telling me about a location in West Virginia. So I finally had to say to her, ma'am, that's another state.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
And it's not like Richmond's like us where you can hit 4 states in 45 minutes,
No,
37 to 51 clear.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
We know who got their foot on the gas. She said 37. She's not wrong. I do respect where we are. And I think that has made a difference in my husband, in our lives, is that we can get from Virginia to West Virginia to Maryland to Pennsylvania in almost no time.
Right. Yeah.
So if you need to meet people, if you're looking for different type of job opportunities, it is that 81 just, yes. So it is pretty cool. But I know we need to get into the interview questions. I'm super excited. So we're going to start, I think, with just one of the questions first, before we go to our commercial break.
Okay. Your profile states learning about people and connecting them with the right resources. And partners have proven to be the most rewarding part of your career. Can you tell us how your position at First United Bank and Trust fits into your passion?
Absolutely. Great question. Thank you, Tiffany. So, early on in my career, I realized that what helped people be successful financially was the team and the village that surrounded them. And so I knew not everybody gets to grow up in a place that has a built-in village, right? So a lot of people, especially these days, very transient, coming into communities and don't know, where do I go? Who can I trust in a community? And so I saw myself as being a community banker, like I said, for almost 3 decades now, as we're the people that have all the people, right?
Yes.
We know all the people. We know who are in the community. We know who have, really strong desire to support others in the community. And as a community bank, that's built into our DNA, right? We are responsible for building and strengthening the communities that we're part of. So while yes, having, the checking accounts and loans and all that's really important, what I saw is our opportunity as a community bank to get into this space, connect people who needed support, and build a village in a community that ensures that everybody would be successful, had to be part of what we did every day. And so in my role today, Director of Diversity and Engagement is really about kind of seeing what the needs are in the community and pulling and engaging different community partners together, working with, BOBC has been phenomenal in what you're doing and really how you're supporting community that you serve. And you've done the same thing, right, Tiffany? You've brought in who does my community need? Let's bring them in together. Let's work together to get everybody where they want to go. And understanding that we all have a role in that. So yeah, it's been a really amazing opportunity for me to see when you surround, a group of people or you surround somebody with everybody they need, their ability to thrive just goes through the roof. And it's been awesome having that opportunity.
Can I also add?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been with First Year now for 5 years, so I've seen Denise in different roles. And when we heard the announcement, I probably had the biggest smile on my face because that is the first thing we put in our bank, in our culture. That is who she. So it's been, look, I'm gonna get sensitive. But she's been a great mentor, not only to myself, but to other people in the bank, to be able to embrace kind of cultural change. That we had a major cultural shock for difference, but being able to embrace the importance of what she does out in the communities. And now that she's not boots on the ground and opening up a checking account or doing her own, she has that time and dedication to be able to really invest in herself.
Yes.
That's her passion. And I can say, and you've heard me say it, she gets to wake up and live her passion every day.
Wonderful.
It's been fabulous to see.
And Denise, to add to your point as well, I think the community, not just your bank, was super excited to see her in this role. Mm-hmm. When I was doing some research to come up with questions and for Denise, the amount of articles for just bank announcements is amazing. I don't know if you know how many articles and how many people have talked about it and just such a delightful and positive and feel-good way. They love that you were able to get this opportunity. And then I think it happened, 2020 or 2022?
2021. Yeah, June 28th, 2021.
Yeah. And so, we definitely, for me to be able to just Google your name and the name of your bank, and that many articles come up about your promotion and, to this new role is amazing. It's amazing. So it's a game changer for you and a game changer for the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I appreciate that. And, no, I haven't Googled my name in this role, and nor will I. That becomes too intimidating when the expectations start to go through the roof, right? But and I think that that's one of the things in this role that's so important from an internal perspective as well as an external perspective is everyone has gifts. Everyone has these amazing gifts that they were given. And so many times when you see someone that's struggling or you see someone that, just isn't quite getting to that next level, isn't able to level up in the way that they want to, it's just because they haven't figured out what the right thing to do is, right? What's the right role for them? What's the right space for them? Mm-hmm. And, so it's so exciting to see, do they need just more skills? Do they need to be connected to different people? Is it that, maybe they just need somebody that says, I believe in you. Right? And you got this.
Yes.
And we're behind you.
Yes.
All of those things can help everybody in our community thrive. And, just being able to do that every day is kind of a dream come true. So I'm really excited. I got to meet you all. So there you go. There you go. The biggest group in the job.
That's right. Sometimes you never know what the road is going to lead you to or who it will lead you to. It may end up not being the right road, but the people you meet along the way can now travel to the right places with you. So definitely some good stuff. But I got the look. Talking too much. Answers. We love you guys. They're going through some stuff. Did you hear about this cancer thing? We're going to talk about it after the show. 'Cause I'm not getting in trouble on that here. But guys, we're going to take our last commercial break. And when we get back, we're going to jump right back into the interviews because we want the Denises. I feel like that's like a singing group now. To share more of their story and of First United Bank as well. So guys, this is the BOB's Business Sip. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after this commercial break.
Over 500 books sold in its first month. Grab all 3 copies and see what the hype is. Order now, books and digital copies. Wanderlust series, unleashing the power of marketing as a travel agent. Crafting a timeless brand identity, and networking, forging alliances, and creating opportunities. So fly in and grab all 3 copies. Wanderlust 3-book series on marketing, branding, and networking. Available now at www.theauthors.club.
And welcome back to the BOBC's Business Sip. I'm one of your hosts, Letitia M. of SLM Bookings.
And I'm your other host, Tiffany Wright, founder of Black Owned Business Community.
And I was trying to give you guys my best radio voice. I hope that we're sitting here with 2 amazing women from First United, the Denises. This is
Denise Phelps.
and you are?
Denise Phelps.
I told y'all, we're going to get some matching t-shirts for them. They're going to go on tour. It's going to be great. But I want to jump right back into the questions because we had just started getting into the interview questions. And this one right here is a good one actually for both of you. So I do want to start with you on this one because prior to us coming in, I found out that you too have traveled and are going to be doing some more moving and shaking in different counties. So, this, I think, question is a little bit relevant. Throughout your career, you have worked in Frederick County, Berkeley County, and I'm sure more in between and on all sides, right? But my question is, when it comes to entrepreneurs and their banking, what are some of the trends you see that we make that are good or bad, and what advice can you give us to maybe break those bad habits?
I will say, like I mentioned before, I've worked all over the place, on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, Reston, Virginia, Columbia, kind of make my way back out here. And I would say the biggest is not having your foundation laid, your business plan. I'm going to get passionate. But not having your business plan, not having your team behind us. We keep talking about it takes a village, just like I say to my husband about our kids, it takes a village. To raise all these kids. If we're partners, you need to have your vendor that you trust. You need to have your CPA. You need to have your lawyer. You need to have your banking partner, your mentor. You need to run software business. I'm in year 2 of my business and this isn't working. How can I quit? That's the thing is the basement. A lot of times people come and say, I want to open up comfortable stuff. And that's wonderful. What about it? The biggest part that I find fulfillment in my job is seeing business owners shine because it's like their baby. You put all your passion into it. That is your child. You're just fully immersed in that. And when you can see them succeed, even a small step, hey, I went the whole month without having any problems. No, that's a success. And that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
But I would say the biggest one that I see is not having that foundation.
And what would you think?
Yeah, and just to kind of follow on to what Denise said is, one of the things that I have noticed, as Denise said, like your business is your baby, and now I actually have 2 businesses. Banking, and I finally get it, right? Like you want to give everything into that, whatever it is that you decided to do, and the thing that if you are not really, really intentional about is building that team around you and thinking, I know everything I need. I know everything I need to know because you know the thing you are doing.
Yes.
Like I run a bed and breakfast now, and I didn't know anything about that, but that's what I do now with my husband as a side business. And so when I thought, I've been a banker for all these years, I don't need to know anything, and very quickly found out there was a whole lot I didn't know. But I knew enough that I didn't know it, so I went and found everybody that did. So I found marketing people. I found a CPA who understood tax laws that were specific to us. I found an attorney that worked us through every step of the process. And that way, it was amazing. I could just let go of
Yes.
all of those things and focus on how do I make my bed and breakfast the best it can possibly be. And I think a lot of business owners that we work with, just, they think, A, I can't afford it, right? Or B, I don't know who's out there that I can trust. And so, again, go back to your banker, because they know everybody, and they know who's good. And they, you know, and then just get it, turn it over, right? Always monitor, right? You always need to see and make sure you understand what they're doing, but you don't have to do it. And the amount of freedom that will give you to really focus on what makes you amazing and what makes your business have the opportunity to grow and thrive. And, you know, like Madar opened up, you know, 17 other businesses because he saw a need in all these areas. Like, that's what, if you can just, you know, kind of get to that point where you have that team behind you, I guarantee you are just going to.
And I think that's the best advice that somebody gave me, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, Tiffany, and it was that be the expert of what you do for your business. Hire everyone else that you need to help run it. Because you, like you said, you can't do the artwork and run the counter and do the marketing and try to come up with your branding and are out there telling everybody about it. You can.
You're exhausted, your cup's full, your products is flat. I have this conversation daily. So kind of what I do at the bank is I help customers, our business customers, with their deposit account, pretty much anything besides a loan.
Okay.
And a lot of that is your payroll. Your ACH, how you're gonna pay, how you're gonna get paid, how you save your credit cards, and you're doing this, you're on your website, putting, you know, these links on your websites to make everything flow. And I love it. But when you sit here and talk about the customer, and sometimes it's control, and I get it, I do get it. But sometimes customers are like, no, I'll just do it all for right now. And then 6 months later, I'm reaching out to them. It happens a lot because, as Vanessa said, you're running your vision, you're running the engine forward, you don't have to make little stops every single day, or you're not going to.
Well, and the other thing I love about that is that you inherently, just by kind of building that team around you, you just built in a marketing.
Yes.
You know, you build in programs that, you know, if they know that you have to be successful to keep
Getting paid.
to keep them and, you know, as a partner. So they're going to go out and highlight your business. They're going to go out and find ways. They're going to think of you and like, how can I help them grow as they're hearing other opportunities and sitting at tables that you're not sitting at.
Absolutely.
And so advocating and collaborating is just tremendous in the business world.
I want to add to this real quick. So, and I'm not excluding anyone else out of the conversation, but in our community, I heard many in this whole conversation trust. How do we build that relationship or get our other people within our community to trust one another? Because that's one thing that we have a serious issue within the Black and brown community is trusting.
Yeah.
We don't want to collaborate or work with one another. And especially in the area where we kind of started, that's why I formed BOBC, because I noticed that everyone was working, a lot of people were working alone because they didn't trust. So what do you think, or how can we, or even start the conversation, or what is the solution to build the trust?
Networking. Because when I meet someone who you have a relationship with, when I start to see your clients showing up in real action, it's if you as entrepreneurs and as business professionals, because what makes me trust First United is that she shows up, that she is here and she's not just saying that this is a good idea for you. She's pouring back into you, then you're going to pour back into her organization. Like you said, it's that ocean wave, it's that give and pull, it's that give and take, right? So when you have people that are always just handing you their business card to tell you to take their services, but they never even bought a thing from your store.
Yeah. So, and Tisha, I couldn't agree more. This is the biggest thing. You know, I get the pleasure of teaching leadership. And one of the things that we have to focus on is that win-win, right? There, in any negotiation, there should never be a winner and there should never be a clear loser. There should be two winners that took something away.
Yes.
And so when you're thinking about, how to build trust, thinking about how does what I have to offer benefit them, and then how can what they have to offer benefit me? And if you build relationships based on how do we both win in this, that's when you know this person is fully invested in me and I'm fully invested in you. And that's trust.
Also, I think conversations like this, when we go out to networking events, it's great. You get to meet somebody, and you're like, oh, they're cool, they vibe, everything's great. You take it a step further. Get their name, schedule an intimate conversation, get to know them, because that's how you're going to find out things you have in common, things you don't have in common.
Yes.
And both of those are going to help you.
Yeah. Learning what do they have that I don't,
Exactly.
right? How can we partner together? And that's where you build that bond, right? It's about knowing that Tiffany has these amazing skills, Letitia has these amazing skills that I gotta pull them in, right? And then how do we help? Yes, going forward. And I don't know that if I would sit down to Denise and have that conversation.
And it's so funny because most of the people who, let's say I end up working with, I end up doing some business with, they may come to me for marketing, to build a website. And once I'm done with those things, I'm now your biggest fan because you have purchased from me. And so when it comes to, you may not have been able to afford me right now for your marketing, right now for your branding, but I'm still telling people about you. I'm still sending people your way because like you said, we have now, I am just as much invested in your continued success or your roadway to success than you as you are.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I can say you did that firsthand in your Build Up Berkeley video when I got to see my little Apple B&B.
And I do want everyone to know, I have not gone out to all of my favorite spots. We actually got rained out. Okay, and you saw it in the video. Like, you can't say, oh, she made it up. I was wet at some point. When I was at the Purple Iris, I had no shoes on because that was mud. Yeah, I had to walk through. Okay, so, so if you didn't see your business there and you've seen me in your business, just know it was not because I didn't want to have you in a video. It was really because, but Apple B&B definitely holds, like I said, a special place in my heart because Denise Phelps and your amazing husband. All right, to not put him to the side because I've had a couple of conversations with him. And, we're both married, though, so we're good.
You can take him as much as you want, but he's not listening to me.
He's gonna listen, but you know who else really enjoyed him was my uncle. So I'm glad that they got to vibe and really have a good time. But we definitely want to make sure that people know more about Apple B&B because it's a wonderful place. I went into the rooms because, like I said, one of my family members and the keynote speaker of the Blackout Gala, stayed there as well. So I got to peek in both their rooms. So it is Letitia Travel approved, guys. Definitely a great place to stay. Because I want to do some more tour talks for Martinsburg. It's not just about us taking vacations out, it's about getting people also to come in. So, but I'll talk about that at the time. This kind of time. I know we got another question to get to.
Are there any new initiatives and community projects we can expect from First United in the future?
Yes, we have two big ones. I'll talk about one and let you talk about the other. So we, about 3 years ago, launched a financial education platform that we are in the process of getting training for there and then venture, and it is under First United Financial Education. Keys to your financial future venture. And so, the whole point of this, and I know you've seen it in our boot camp, is to make sure that we are addressing the needs of everybody at each step. So we talk about budgeting, we talk about savings and credit, we talk about how you create generational wealth with the purchase of a home.
Very nice.
How do you make sure that you are creating a legacy that you want to leave for your family with retirement and estate planning, like all these components to how can we educate folks on what they need to be successful in their finances. And as two of those, two programs that kind of came out of them, is a first-time home So we were hearing that it was really, people can come talk to a banker if they've never bought a car before, but a lot of them never went to the bank. They started at the car dealership, and car dealerships are amazing, but they're not focused on, making sure somebody's, it's for them financially, because they're not finance people, that's not the concern, so we totally get it. But what we saw is if you didn't come from a family that purchased a vehicle before, or this was your first time, you may not know how to negotiate. You may not know what do you need to know about insurance. And then, of course, the finances. So we created a first-time car buyer program that we're launching into Washington, Berkeley, and Frederick County next month. And so what we've seen is just these, the buyers that we're getting we're setting them up with budgeting, we're setting them up with a financial plan, we're teaching them about the car buying process, so they know, so they know when they are going in, that they've got the skills and they're asking the right questions.
I'm sending my daughter into that
So
class.
please.
She owns a car, but she didn't buy it.
No, that's what I mean, so that's the cool
My
thing
husband
about
was
our program.
32 and he bought his first car.
Absolutely.
When we
There's no
walked in,
age.
he was like,
It could be out.
it was a lot, it was a
Yeah.
lot. And I got it, but I said, you never asked for a car. He's like, oh, he's bought off a lot somewhere. And I was like, he has a work car, so it's like not a daily driver for him. So we went and got that sporty minivan out there. Oh my god. Because it was his first car he was buying. It was a minivan. He's proud that he could look her little. But he did.
But that's okay.
He said he's gotta get the sport version, which my minivan is sporty, so. You'll be surprised how many people don't.
Yeah, and so, and that's the good news, you can have bought a car before, you just have never financed it, you qualify for it. So it's a really good program, we're really excited, we've seen great results, so we're kind of expanding it out to the rest of the bank's footprint. And we're just looking forward to kind of getting, a lot of these are their first big purchase, and it can really wreck your finances if you're not doing it right.
Absolutely.
Setting people up for financial success and then having them come back as they are ready to buy that home, right? As they're ready to talk about retirement. One of the best stories, if I can really quick, I met with a young gentleman who was 19. We did the training with him and started talking about, he was getting ready to get promoted and he was going to make a little bit more money, and so we were, excited about that for him. I said, okay, so what are you going to do with that extra money? And he said, well, I don't know, I haven't thought about it yet. I was like, you're maxing out your 401k because you're living at home, so you can. So you're gonna max out your 401k, you're gonna put money into savings, make sure you get that 20% that we talked about, get it into savings. And you know what, if you do that today, you will have the ability to retire, start your own business, whatever you wanna do before you're 60, if you do that today. I'm telling you, you don't have to, but I'm giving you the key to the kingdom as far as if you make these decisions now while you're young.
Because so many of us have those woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah. So we're really connecting with people at such a young, formidable part of their financial future, and it's awesome to see it. Yeah. And then you want to talk about solutions at work.
Yes, so I'm super excited. We are getting ready to launch our Solutions at Work program, which I'm going to just start off by a question. Most people are working 9 to 5, right? And what are banks open?
Yeah.
So it makes it hard for you to get in there and build a relationship and have a quality conversation. So what solutions work is, you might have heard it back in the day, it really kind of stopped during COVID, but workplace banking, Think at Work, you probably heard those terms, where we come to you. So we not only are we coming here saying, give us your money, here's your checking account, have a nice day. It's what Denise said, we're going to go through a full financial literacy. We're going to talk about the top parts, my money, my future, and go through what you need. And also, so that way, kind of like we've all mentioned, when it's time to purchase that car, you're going to think of your bank that came to your job, worked with your business owner, and sent down him. So it's for businesses that have more than 5 employees. We give them a free premium account. It comes with some really nice bells and whistles that they get for your roadside assistance. I don't use the fun with. Then there could be a digital account opening, and there's going to be an offsite, because to be honest, we have to think about if someone comes and we're going, oh, we can open your account today. I'll say right now, my husband came home and said, hey, babe, I switched to a whole checking account.
Yes, there's gonna be some issues.
Consultation period, ready for everyone to go back there and check with who they need to check with before they make some big moves. But there's a digital option where also something with that is that we're working with business owners for a commitment of us being able to come out quarterly. So it's not just for one time, we'll never go to see you again. We want to be present in that community and in that business.
You guys are really checking all the boxes with that. That's a great program. I remember, I don't know, I think it was 150, so probably like 100 years ago, I was working at Verizon, and they sent bankers out. They used to always send, they were great. They would always have different things, but they also sent out lawyers. They sent out, like they were a good company at the time 100 years ago when I worked there. So, but the thing that the banker did was the first part you said. They're just here to get us work benefits for signing up, sign up, and you can even get a safety deposit box and this, that, and other.
Great.
But like you said, the actual wealth checkup wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? They didn't care because they're getting business from getting our business, right?
Yes.
And even though we may not be paying for this service because so many of us are signing up in mass, ultimately the bank is going to make money off of each and every one of us. So they didn't really care about what we were doing. So just super excited. I know we're going to have to extend our time because I know I have one last question for you ladies. So time extension. Your community efforts do not go unnoticed. Now, I know I'm just meeting you, Denise, but I know this, Denise, we know, I'm surprised she has thread on her shoes. Okay?
Yes.
So this is kind of a two-parter, and if you want to split it up, you can. Can you tell our audience the importance of networking as an entrepreneur and a business professional? And the second part, to give examples of how this works directly for you.
I'll let you start with this one.
All right.
Yeah.
So real life experience, real talk. When I moved back to Berkeley County after being away, nobody, all my high school friends, except like 3 of them, were gone. My network was gone. I have transplanted into different metro areas, urban areas, very rural areas. And it's hard sometimes to get connected unless you network. You got to go out, you got to be seen. I know it's hard some days. I mean, I have 3-year-old twins. I have a 14-year-old girl that keep me running around. But at the end of the day, I have to be out. So I commit myself to at least 2 events a week, serving on some nonprofits. And that's not just because the bank asks us to do that. That's because find an organization that works for you. So I do help out. I'm the president of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Washington County. And then I also, Frederick County, on the board of the Professional Women in Building in Frederick. So I do our director of philanthropy, so I get to work with the nonprofits.
Yes.
But when I'm doing these activities, it's also conscious because our time is valuable to ourselves as women, as business owners, as everything else that we do. Our time is very valuable. So I want to make sure I'm making the most of it. So when I'm going there, I'm being intentional that I want to make sure I make couple connections today, and I want to set up follow-ups to have those deeper conversations when the time allows. And with that, what's going to happen? Let me ask Denise this question. It happened to me the other day. Hey, Denise, I have this going on with my current bank, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, let's have a conversation about it. We now have a new business relationship because it was built on trust, communication, and proven track record and talking together.
Absolutely. And how has that benefited you?
Absolutely.
Networking?
Now, obviously, there's the benefits of, kind of taking that approach of, let's figure out how we can partner together and all that. But, I think the most important thing is understanding the community so that you as a business owner can be more responsive to that community. You can, or as a banker, for example, like if you don't understand what's going on in your community, if you don't understand what people are struggling with or the opportunities that are out there and available, then how can you serve that need, right? How can you, we, like the first time car buyer we talked about, we were out in the community kind of talking, I went out to all of my community partners as we were creating this venture program, and I said, hey, tell me what you need, tell me what you don't have, tell me what your bank isn't doing, and that includes us, right? Tell me what we're not doing, so that you have the ability to be responsive to the needs of your community. And I think that's the most tremendous part, is because when you solve somebody else's need with something that you didn't even know that was, that was a need, oh my gosh, that trust, right?
Yes.
Trust.
That ability,
Yes.
and then you're doing this together, right? We're moving together, and then what I love about it is I have so many, I get to advocate for so many people, and I have so many advocates. And so together, we are going to make this community strong. And you don't do that if you don't know who's out there.
That's right.
One thing we do at the bank really well is one of our mantras was that work, play, live. That
Yes.
way we could know everyone in the community. I mean, I will say, if you ever see me at 6 a.m. at Rocks, just keep looking the other way. You might not recognize me. That happens all the time. Pre-shower, but yeah, pre-shower, you know, maybe not even the, you know, I just had to run out real quick. The school bus dropped off. But I will say, kind of picking back what Denise said, it's about getting out, being seen, but also understanding your community.
Absolutely.
Like we only can talk about where to go if we know what's
Where to
going
go.
on in the community.
How can you make a valid reference and connection if you're not really tapped into what's of these areas? I love it. So Tiff, you get the final word for today.
Well, I will say I am so thankful for First United for collaborating with us as a brand new grassroots, very grassroots organic network. I'm so humbled when I got the phone call. I've talked about this story before, but when I got the call from Denise Phelps of First United, who wanted to speak to little old me, and at that point we was under a year in existence. So again, I'm so honored to have First United as a sponsor for our Blackout Gala, one of our trusted banks that we point our members to, and as a mentor and a partner.
Yes, absolutely. And as a client, because BOBC is now a client with First United as well.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, we don't just talk the talk.
Oh, no,
that.
we don't talk the talk, we
Yeah.
walk the walk. We walk the walk. So, thank you.
Thank you. It's been, I can tell you, I have learned and grown more from our partnership and friendship than I guarantee you have. And thank you for informing me on how we can show and
Yes.
giving me that opportunity. And it just means the world to me that you saw that as an opportunity for this. So I cannot tell you how grateful I am for your openness, for your willingness to say, let's give it a shot, let's try something new.
And build that trust.
Yes.
To build that trust. We are trying to, as a network, and all of us in leadership, and you know, as advocates for our community, is to learn and unlearn. We want to learn our banking strategies and financial success strategies. We want to unlearn the distrust of banks.
Yeah.
Okay, we are aiming to provide information for our community and unlearn that shoebox money.
Yes, yes. And speaking of which, let's tell them about one more time the dates for the financial boot camp and get some learning going.
Yes, I'm excited that we are on our second year.
We killed it.
We got our second year of BOBC hosting our financial success boot camp. We are partnered with First United, also with BCT Bank, also our trusted board advisor and tax advisor, Derek Bowens.
My best friend.
Rockstar.
Culver Ball and Tax, we'll talk about that later. Because last time I checked, I was his best friend. But
I got video footage from the last podcast that he said L Boogie.
okay.
Look, we ain't got time for this.
Okay. Ball, October 10th, 5 series. You need to come to all of them. We have a graduation at the Airbnb Art Gallery. It's a whole vibe.
I'm going.
It's a whole vibe. We did last
I don't
year.
even know if I'm invited. I'm going.
You're coming, but no, the importance of the business vitamins that you're gonna receive, you can't put a value on it. Please, if you're interested in the financial success boot camp, please RSVP ASAP.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Because seats are limited.
They are.
They're limited, so, and you have leading industry leaders
Yes.
teaching.
And Tiffany, I just want to say, back to that question, this is one of the strongest networks that I saw get built in 5 weeks. These people came in and were talking, night one, I need your business, I need to do business with you, I need to do business with you. So it is, while you are getting all the nuggets, we are setting you up for success.
Yes.
You are also going to build one heck of a network. And when I see them at events at the gala, they're still doing business together. They're
There you
still
go.
building that strength and building that community together. So it is tremendous. Take advantage of this opportunity. Tiffany and her team have put this together and it is phenomenal. And it is absolutely worth every dime that you spend, which is
$50.
Oh my goodness.
It's only $50.
Yeah.
$50.
Some of y'all got that like in your bed, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You
not in the shoebox though, better not be.
After classes, if you haven't had an account, you will have one, okay?
Yes.
So, I heard about last year's and I've seen the photos for it. It looks amazing, the people who were poured into and the instructors. So
Yes.
I'm definitely looking forward
And
to
all
seeing
stages
it
of
this
business,
year.
right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not just startup, right?
No,
We have
no,
people
all
that were
stages.
10 years in business,
Yeah.
15 years in business,
Yes.
that came just to say, what don't I know? Right?
Mhm.
Let's level up.
Let's
keep
level up.
leveling up, and this is a great chance.
I love the feedback that we received from the boot camp. And it was great, and the instructors were phenomenal, and I'm just proud mama bear to have, hosted this and was able to connect the community and provide that resource. I mean, I could go on and on, because so many of us did not receive the financial literacy that we need and deserve. Like, we didn't have it. Our grandparents, parents didn't have the information. And I was able to recognize that and, again, partner with First United and BCT Bank in Derry to provide that, the resources and information, it means the world to me. So I'm so thankful.
Well, Denise, how can people get in touch with the two of you, the Denise team?
The Denise team.
Absolutely. So basically the easiest way is to send me an email, give me a phone call. We'll definitely connect and make sure that you get the right resources that will best support you. So dphelps@mybank.com, 304-263-3312. They are both ways you can get me. But can't wait to talk to you soon.
And same with me, I would say email, phone, so my cell is 302, I told you I've been everywhere, so that is a Delaware area code, spam, or Chase Visa trying to call you. It is 302-841-0582 or dhess@mybank.com.
Excellent. Well, ladies, this was an amazing episode. I am super excited to not only have you here to be able to pour in these nuggets and have fun with us, right? But to continue the partnership and the services that you have been providing for BOBC. So thank you so much. Looking forward to the future, because we know we are going to be doing that Blackout Gala next year. And it's going to be bigger and better. So
will it have karaoke? That's my
Wait, if it doesn't though, we know a place that we can go to.
Absolutely.
Apple B&B.
We won't be doing breakfast there.
I'm probably more for the karaoke, that way I can sleep. That was the hardest thing to do, to get up the next morning, but
That was great.
yes, it was.
And thank you to OG Kitchen. Thank you to OG Kitchen.
Absolutely. But again, we definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in to the BOBC's Business Sip. And as me and my friend, my best friend over there, Tiffany, always say, it's not 6 o'clock here, but it's 6 o'clock somewhere. We'll see you guys next week.
Cheers.